Hey guys, I've done this intro like 3 fucking times. I don't know what to say, bro. But yeah, this is David, Platinum NA Jungler. In this session, the game afterwards, so this is a 90-minute session on Patreon, the best resource you guys have as a cheap alternative to actually getting one-on-one coaching. You will 100% learn, climb divisions, tiers, not even from talking to me. You can just do that by watching the videos. But yeah, game after this is what David does. Enemy Jungler 080. How does that happen? Well, not only is David a very good student and very good listener, and he's applying the stuff, but also I think, yeah, the stuff that we teach him in this session, which you're going to see, condensed highlights of, I think the actual content in this video you're about to watch, some of this is definitely going to have a big influence on how he plays in the future, and it can do on you guys as well. This is going to teach you challenger jungling, challenger moves, thinking, all that stuff. I think it's a super useful session. If you have any comments about it, any questions about the moves, let me know in the comment section. If you do want challenger coaching, all roles, one-on-one, I will 100% give you what you need for challenger. I will show you that door no matter what. All you have to do is just join my Discord, send me a DM, and happy days, and you'll get there. Right, okay, don't be shit, enjoy the video, bye.
My game plan kind of went out the window because it was like a weird level 1. But I really thought bot lane was probably going to be the easier play. They had double ignite, which was a little weird, but I really wasn't sure about the top matchup. I felt like Jace might push in, so I didn't want to path top. So I wanted to start top to bottom on this. And then mid was just kind of a flip as well. I mean, with Gragas, it can help, but invading the Nocturne, and that's I absolutely know his path and it's going to be low. I don't think that I would normally go for that. I feel like he, with his spell shield, just can cuck me level 3. So decided to path towards bot.
Okay, everything you say there is kind of just true, right? But the order in which you say them, we should flip it. You should mention this guy first. This game is a 5v5, right? Yes, there's 5 players against 5 players, but really you should just look at it as there's 5 champions on one side and 5 champions on the other side. What you're actually in is a 1v1 within this 5v5. You're not going to be 5v5ing until 30 minutes, so who gives a fuck about it? So you're in a 1v1 the entire game. First thing I think of here, this is a lethal tempo champion who I never beat in a 1v1. I'm scared of getting invaded at level 3. Therefore, I'm going to start at my red buff. Because if I start blue buff, and I go 1, 2, 3 into this, and he goes 1, 2, 3 into this, it's sketchy. If I don't have prio in lanes, which I might not have, Ezreal Senna might beat Lucian Milio. In fact, they probably should. And Cassiopeia should have prio against Gragas. I'm going to be in trouble here. That's all I think about this game. I don't care about lanes.
So would you say this would be like a 3 camp? Kind of like red, blue, Gromp, and then look into top or mid kind of thing?
I don't know if you're going to look into top or mid, but all I know is that you should start at red buff. So the only go on.
Why wouldn't he invade me at why wouldn't he invade me at blue in the same way? You know what I'm saying?
Because, okay, so that situation is better for you. It still might be a little bit sketchy. But that situation is better. Why?
Probably Jace has prio on top lane just because it's Jace.
Don't even worry about lanes. So in terms of 1v1, what do you have if he invades you on blue?
Oh, I have red buff, and he has blue buff.
Well, he can still do that, right? He can still go 1, 2, 3 into this.
And then come that way. I guess, I mean, just the fact that I have red buff?
Yeah, you have red buff, right? So, okay, you still lose 1v1. You're not going to beat a lethal tempo Nocturne with his W up. You can never E in, by the way. Just remember that. Never E in. Otherwise, you are just going to die. So you have to play the fight a little bit slow. But even if you see him doing your blue, David, and here's the thing as well. Here's what I would do if I was you. At about 110, 115, I would ward this. And come back down and do red. Red, Krogs, Raptors. And after you do this, you can do walls. You can go like this to bot. You can think of level 3 ganking mid. You've got good setup mid. If top lane is fighting like crazy, you can think about going like this. But yeah, Nocturne, if you see him, you have to react properly. You have to be a little bit careful. But if you see him early game, it's good. Because therefore, there's no actual pressure on you. Because he's the stronger champion, he has all the cards. So if you see him, it relieves pressure on the map. Does all that make sense? That's the only thing I'm thinking about.
It's not the worst to run into him as long as I don't die. Even if I give up the blue, whatever, go make a play elsewhere. But
yeah, if you put a ward down here, right, and after you do Raptors, he comes over, and as you're doing walls, he's doing your blue buff. Is my top laner in a position to move? Can we kind of catch this guy doing blue? All right, my lanes are pushed in, and they can't react. I'm in a 1v1, therefore. All right, I can't actually contest this, so I'm just going to back off. But he might be half HP. So you might hit the blast cone and actually try to kill him. Maybe you saw him use his W randomly, or his E. Might have used his fear. Then you can go in, right?
They hit the bluff, yeah.
Yeah, there's certain things you have to be aware of. So yes, in a 1v1 you lose 3 cooldowns against 3. But if they're
Unless he
doing a
fucks it
camp,
up, yeah.
unless he fucks up, right? But if they're doing a camp, they're probably using those cooldowns on the camp, and they're tanking the camp as well. But
Right.
if you have
Which
blue buff,
totally shifts it. Yeah.
yes, it makes it different, right? If you do blue buff and come over here, even if he's doing your red, like after doing this, it's harder to play just because you have blue. No one cares about blue. No one,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's why it's super important, bro. So in both of those situations, if you are stronger, if you are weaker, early game, than the enemy jungler, you always start at red. So if you're Nocturne here, he should definitely just be thinking about this or this. That's all he has to think about. And if you start at red, he should think about this. Yeah.
Right. And if he doesn't, then I can full clear, see what opportunity there is, right? And it's fine. But if at least I'm prepared.
Yes, if you full clear here as Kha'Zix and you hit level 4 for free against a lethal tempo champion who easily beats you in a 1v1, you are fucking... You should count yourself lucky. Yes, it's a big win.
Right.
Big win. Pretty much, man, like, one of the hardest things, like, to understand about jungling and even the game, and this is actually for every role, is that the only premeditated thing you have, and I've done a video about this, premeditated. There we go, I've got that. The only premeditated idea you have is where you start as a jungler. What buff you start at or what camp. Because I don't know what Denali the King or Nocturne is going to do. I don't know what Easy on Cassiopeia is going to do. Maybe they all run it down at level 1, you know? Maybe Cass is 1 HP.
Which throws out the whole fucking game plan.
Yeah, so like you can, in an ideal world, right, okay, so it's not even ideal. But lots of people think, oh, I'm going to like clear my camps, they're full clear towards topside. How do you know that? Like, what? So you already know what they're going to do? Like, you know what every single champion here is going to do in 3 minutes of League? Like, shit changes in 2 seconds. There's no way anyone would be able to do that. Otherwise, they would be rank 1, like 5,000 LP.
Right.
So, your job as a jungler is to know where you start based off the matchup. And then we think, and we just react to the map. Has anyone, like, told you this before? Like, any of the other coaches you've had?
No.
Okay.
It's just been... It's really just been, hey, this was good, this was bad, do more of this, do less of that, rather than like how do you even start to think about the game,
I don't actually even know like if it's worth doing wolves here, seriously.
Yeah, just go straight to the red to be ahead of him so I don't get invaded on it.
Yeah, very good. Exactly.
Okay.
Also as well, like if you look at bot, you have prio. So this is what I mean, right? This is exactly what I mean. These two champions should not have prio normally.
Information should let me know that I could go to my blue, or I could do my red here and skip the wolves, and then maybe even look at his blue.
Yes. Bro, there we go. Oh my god, I don't even have to talk about this. That's the second point, right? So actually, like, what to do with this priority and pressure, right? So prio is just pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And how do we actually capitalize on that as a jungler? So lane prio means what as a jungler? It doesn't mean anything. It means something, right? That's what it means. Now, where are the pressure points? Exactly what you said. The other point here is that, look, I said that Ezreal and Senna, in an ideal world, should have prio. Right. I don't fucking know that for a fact.
Right, and they got absolutely slapped level 1 somehow.
Yeah, which is what, like, I don't know. That's probably how it should go, but this game is weird. Mm. Every game is weird, though. Every game is different. No game is the same. So in this game, Milio and Lucian randomly have priority. So that's just what we react to.
Mid also gets prio.
Yeah, mid also has prio when he hits level 2. It's weird, right? We don't know, bro, like, what's going to happen until we see it for ourselves. Then we know 100% instead of, like, 50%. And the other thing here is, like, if Nocturne is here, it makes it...
Okay, this play tilted the fuck out of me, where I pinged them to just leave and come with me to Dragon here.
Never do Dragon here. Never do Dragon here.
Yeah, I mean, it ends up being bad because they freeze the wave on themselves. I have to leave. We basically leash it.
Okay, so it has nothing to do with bot lane. Any decision we make, David, remember what we've talked about, is based on who?
Right. Nocturne.
Right, so why is this bad based on Nocturne?
I know he's bot side. They have nothing, and I have a ton of gold. So if he just walks up to me, like...
Yes.
And I don't know how close he is to 6, but, like, there's a chance he gets triple kill.
Excellent, right? So he's been, like, kind of power farming. He might be close to 6. Yeah? Exactly. Mm. He might be close to 6. Your bot lane is so low as well. You're on so much gold. Like, there's just so many things here. It doesn't matter, like, what they do. Like, if I'm coaching Lucian or Milio, I might even tell them to recall right now. Because
Right.
the wave before, like they've obviously like killed this minion and stuff.
Yeah,
They could have
they
recalled
killed a
before.
lot, but that was like perfect position for them to recall instant.
Yes, I'm never gonna do Drake there if I'm one of these because these two are already on the map. Look, they're running back to lane. So in terms of like tempo they have, if they do Dragon, they're gonna be so far behind Ezreal and Senna in terms of experience as well, right?
Right. Because they might miss that entire wave getting shoved in.
Yes, man, exactly. So like after this all happens, if I am you, I am probably even like gonna think about just giving like even just timing your recall. I mean, you could base now because you didn't get the kill. I was just thinking if you're close to Mythic or whatever. Doing Dragon here as well, man. You're doing this on vision. Like you are waving your hand up saying, hey guys, I'm clearly like you're clicking to like see how you move up like this and they'll see this? It's not like you're running around like this to Krugs. You're running straight to River. What's he
Straight
doing?
through. They're seeing, yeah, they see me go from there back up.
Yeah, so if you really wanted to do Rift, it's still bad, but you should go like this or even like that.
Rift or Dragon, you mean?
Dragon.
Right.
You
Okay.
have to like kind of conceal your movement. Yeah, it's like
At least let him think that I'm leaving, and then make him guess rather than like, oh, he's clearly fucking on Dragon.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Like if you was to
Right.
gank mid as well, let's just say it's level 3, right? And you go 1, 2, 3, and then you gank mid, and you get a kill, and then you're like, oh, I want to invade his top side still. You're never just gonna like run off like this on a wave or like that. You're gonna run
Yeah,
off
go
like
back
that
and then run up around.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Make
Exactly
him
the
do the
same
mental
thing.
gymnastics.
What is the other counterplay for him? So, first of all, like, if he's this side of the map, it's bad, because he could be 6, and I'm going to lose HP tanking Dragon. My bot lane's fucked.
Right. Yeah,
So-
someone dies, he still gets dragged. Right.
Yeah, so, like, it's still bad if he's this side of the map. What about if he was, like, actually just to clear towards, like, top side?
Yeah, he can either then go and take my blue and get the rift, or, maybe
Yeah.
Jace is pushed in too far.
Yeah, in another game, he'll be 6, right, and gank top, and Jace dies. You might gank mid, and Gragas dies. If you were just to
Right.
recall after this play,
Right.
you
He
are here
doesn't know
for
where I
anything.
am. He's got to think twice about making a play.
Yep, you're here for anything he wants to do. You can even maybe do that if you're level 6, right? You got so many plays. If I was to say something like, how is this game difficult? When you're 3-1 and he's 0-0-0, and we've suddenly got to a point where he is 2-0 and he's got bounty.
Right.
It's just,
And all of that is from my decision making that he was able to play off of.
yes, that's like, it's the hardest mindset to have, right? Because no one
It really
likes...
is, because I have such an ego.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Everyone has like an ego to some extent. Or like, how is that actually possible? Because, I've played well. It's the hardest thing to like criticize yourself when you've done something well. Yeah, what I was saying in this game, man, is like, you are playing well in this game. You are 3-1 with a bounty. Like, you've done well. The hardest thing is just to understand that you can play great. And that someone else would find the moves we're talking about. That's the great thing about that thinking is that it's empowering. Because yes, that means that you could have played better. It fucking sucks to know that. But it's empowering because you can do all of it. You don't even have to rely on teammates at all to do what you want to do into 1v9 games.